Well, our run of good form continues. However, a couple niggling injuries and one major injury have slowed us down, not to mention the fact that fixture congestion has reared its ugly head again, and a lot of my key players are now just tired, and they keep asking for rest, and the problem is I'm not really in a place to give it to them. Today, we're playing RB Leipzig in the away game of our Champions League knockout round stage game. A win, and we could move on. My name's FM19, and this is the Palace March, episode 37. Well, we could move on because we absolutely thumped Leipzig 4-1 at home, but before that, we played Stoke away. And coming off the Man City 0-0 draw, I think the guys had something to prove. Song had a fourth-minute goal, but Nasser had a brace of goals. Lovren had a pretty unfortunate own goal off a set piece in the 15th minute. We had 16 shots, 10 on target. They had a slight possession advantage, but it really didn't help them. Dillarusen and Playa had really good games for Stoke, but unfortunately they were the only two players on their team who did. Everyone else was average or subpar. Sablik had a really good game for us. Tonali had a really good game for us. Song had an 8-3. The vast majority of that was the key passes he had. We were just a little bit better than them. The only downside to this game was Sanderberg damaged his kneecap, which I'm not quite sure what sort of injury that is, but he's out. Well, he was out at least 2 months. He should be back in a couple of weeks. But it thinned out an already thin and exhausted midfield. 4 days later, we were home against Leipzig, and we absolutely thumped them. I don't know what happened here. If you look at it from a match stats point of view, we are very even. We had 15 shots, 9 on target. They had 16 shots, 5 on target. They didn't show up to play, though. Elizalde on a 5-6, Lamer on a 6-0, Mukiele on a 6-1. I mean, their team was just horrible. The only person who had a really good rating was Gomez, and a lot of that was related to the goal he had in the 86th minute. I really thought we'd get a clean sheet. I think the only thing that would have upset me more was if he had scored an extra time to ruin the clean sheet. Gobbles and Benasser had goals 3 minutes apart in the first half. Song and Ajeti had goals 6 minutes apart in the second half. We just absolutely dominated them. Tonali on a 9-0, and that's with no assists or no goals. Ruggiero an 8-4. 7.0 was our lowest rating in the game, and that was NECA. I mean, you're not going to lose a lot of games when your team is performing like this. And if you are, it's because either they perform just as well, or they're one of the top 5 teams in the world. And Leipzig's good, they're not 5 team in the world good. We followed up that win by playing Arsenal at home in the FA Cup 5th round game. And frankly, anything beyond the 3rd round right now, I see as a gift. And we played not exactly a rotated side, but I did bring a couple people off to try and save them. Gubble's 32nd minute goal was all we needed to win. We had 13 shots, 8 on target, they're 12 and 5. Arsenal started a more rotated side than we did. We had a couple really good performances, though. Ruggiero, again, another great score, an 8-7. He was all over the place on the midfield. Gubbles, a 9.0 and a goal. The talk of him being European Golden Boy has heated up again. I gave him a new contract. I gave NECA a new contract. They each have like £94 million release fees on them. So if they do go, they're going to go for quite a bit of money. I think in the end, if I was to if the choice was between letting the two of them go, I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. And I'll tell you why. I'll show you why here after this in just a minute. We were then home against Watford, and they beat us 2-1. I didn't start a rotated side, but I rotated a lot of guys off early at the end of the half. They're on the wrong side of not healthy, and it didn't help that we were just lackluster on the pitch. Watford brought it. 27 shots, 13 on target, to our 9 and 4. I really thought they were going to turn it on the second half, but they actually kind of slowed things down. Their first half match stats were probably about half of what they are here, except they had more on target. And as you can see from the ratings, they were better than us across the board. Games like these we're just not going to win. And Watford actually got themselves into European contention with this performance, so it's not like they're a bad team. We were tired. It showed. After Watford, we were away at Arsenal again, and this time it was a Premier League game, and we beat them 2-0. Gubbles, a 43rd minute goal. Ajeti, a 59th minute goal. Madu went out with an injury in the extra time of first period. He's getting a lot more playing time just simply because I really don't have a lot of depth in the midfield, at least not as much as I used to. Again, everybody had a really solid game. Ruggiero kind of fell off. That's because he's tired. Madu went out injured, and he wasn't having the best game before then. But as you can see, Arsenal they could not put anything together. Aubameyang had a particularly bad game. So did Robertone. Everyone else was average. And as I've said before, if you're average and the other team is better than average, 9 times out of 10, well, I take that back, 7 times out of 10, you're going to lose. And we were just really, really good. Laird had a solid game. Kamar and Mepham had a solid game. I mean, the average score of my defensive back 4 is what, 7.75, give or take? You know, and Neca was on a 7.3. When your defense is playing like that, there's very few teams that are going to score against you. And as a result, Arsenal didn't. We shut them out. We were home against West Brom. This was a pretty back and forth game that we ended up winning 3-2. Carvalho's extra time goal at the end of the second half, 93rd minute of a 94-minute game, makes it look closer than it actually was. But it was actually a fun game to watch. Even though West Brom wasn't on their A game or their B game, really, they put together a lot of attacks that we ended up breaking up at the right time. That's one of the reasons Benacer's on an 8-0 and Tonali's on a 7-1. Their defense, you don't see their defense here, but their defense was really, really good. Laird did not have the best game, but Bosanic made up for it. Timon was on a 7-0, which was nice. Neca was merely average, but for Neca, merely average is still really, really good. Ajeti had an 8th minute goal, Mayoro a 35-minute goal, and Benacer a 45th minute goal. Benacer's really stepped it up since Linetti went out. And our quality saw us through. So today, we are away at Leipzig for the second half of our Champions League knockout round game. As long as we don't give up 5 goals, I think we'll be fine. So I'm going to check the best 11 and set the reserves, and we'll be back with that match in just a bit. Actually, getting back to the whole Neca v. Gubbles thing. Where do I want to go? I want to go here. Neca's 20 years old. He's 4-star current ability, 5-star potential ability. He is probably the best young keeper in the game at the moment. So there's going to be teams coming after him. I'm paying him £39,000 a week. He just signed a new contract. Decent loyalty bonus, decent appearance fee, decent clean bonus, decent clean sheet bonus, £94 million release clause. His wage is going to go up after he plays 5 international games. He's made some U20 appearances. Gubbles is 4-star current ability, 5-star potential ability. I think he's probably really close to maxing out. Also 20 years old. As you can see, his physicals have really improved. His mentals have gone up a little bit. His technicals have really gone up since I first got him. £77,000 a week, £2.6 million loyalty bonus, bigger appearance fees. He's got a goal bonus. He gets £175,000 if we win the FA Cup. He gets a Team of the Year bonus. He gets bonuses for goals and so on and so forth. £94 million release clause and a sell-on fee of 10%. A lot of that is because he wanted like £120,000 and the board wouldn't go for it. I got him down to 77 by throwing on those bonuses. Plus he gets a yearly wage rise of 10% and his salary goes to $90,000 after 5 international caps. He has had 25 under-21 goals in 21 under-21 appearances. And he's had 25 goals in 22 under-21 appearances. He should probably be making the French senior team here fairly soon. There are strikers out there who will be just as good as Gubbles is. I'm totally blanking on his name now. Iacopo. Jacopo Ricci, who I'm thinking about making a move for this summer, depending on how the money works out, is a possible replacement for him. Good young keepers are hard to come by. I'm going to go back to Neca here. However, This is Alan Ramsden in the blue, who I picked up on a free. He has been playing at Scunthorpe. He has 2-star current ability. He is 19 years old. And he's this good already. He's where NECA was probably 2 years ago. I picked him up on a free. He played at the mighty Cardiff Met Uni, and it's not letting me click here. Okay, let's go back here. He's only 4.5-star potential ability, but I think that's just a quibble between the scouts and the coaches. As you can see, playing time has done him really, really good. He's conceded 49 goals in 32 matches. He's kept 7 clean sheets. He's on a 6.85 while at Scunthorpe. He's a year younger than NECA. He's cheaper. I think 1 or 2 more years of, at least another year on loan and then possible rotation time on the first team, he could step in and take over for NECA. And that's the plan. If I don't sell NECA, Ramsden is going to be the primary backup. I'm not going to go out and spend more money on guys like Vidwald or Onana or the other guy I just brought in whose name I'm blanking on because he's literally a star and a half. I'm trying to purge that from my memory. But as you can see, full-time playing time for Ramsden has done him a load of good. And all those are just going to get better the more he plays. He's had an under-21 call-up. He just did not get any appearances. He hasn't played for them, but he got called up to the team. He's like the second keeper on the U21 team. So, he's got potential. I think if push comes to shove, though, I'll sell Gubbles and keep NECA because good young keepers are hard to come by. So, we've got Leipzig coming up next. We are playing at their house, and as long as we don't give up 5 goals, we should be okay. However, it's FM. Anything could happen. I'm going to set the best 11 in the reserves, and we will come back with that match in just a bit. Well, back in a bit actually turned into about 8 hours. My other job called and wanted to know if I could come in, and as I need the extra cash at the moment, because the wife and I are taking the kids to Universal Park next summer, I said sure. So, I'm back, and was listening to what I had done before I left and realized I had not shown the table. And this is where we stand currently. It's second place. 3 points behind Chelsea, but they do have a game in hand. Man City is at 59 points, but they have 2 games in hand. They've already qualified for European football because they won the Carabao? Yeah, they won the Carabao. They beat Tottenham. So, I'm going to go back, double check that I have the best 11 and the reserve set, and we will be back with the match at Leipzig in just a sec. I promise. Well, today we are away at Leipzig, and we are playing our 4-3-3. NECA in goal, Timon, Basankit, Kamara, and Laird as the defensive back 4. Ruggiero, Tonali, and Benasser is the midfield 3. Gubbles, Ajeti, and Mayoral up top as the strikers. Now, minus 5 degrees Celsius and a light snow. That's what, about 20 degrees Fahrenheit, give or take? I don't know, there's a fraction involved in that conversion, and I'm not doing that in my head, not this late at night. Corner kick in, off the post. Timon, right at Golaski. Golaski? Don't know his first name. Gonna have to butcher it for the time being. Barrow runs the ball down on the left, crosses it in. Werner over the crossbar. Benasser with the throw-in. Oh, too far for Mayoral. Newhouse has it. Up to Elizalde. Long pass towards Gomez. He taps it over to Barrow. Out to Werner on the left, who cuts inside. Still cutting, dispossessed, but it goes right to Barrow. Gomez has it, and he taps it by NECA. Son of a gun. Let's see what happens here. Nice slide tackle, but... oh. Timon moved too late on that. Half hour in, that's been the only highlight in Leipzig. Leipzig is definitely on the attack. Barrow knocks that ball away to Benasser. He sends it up to a Jetty, but it goes too far. Orban picks that back up, sends it back to Golaski. Into the crowd. Gomez knocks it down, but Newhouse gets that. Knocked away by Laird. Werner has the ball back, goes around Laird like he's a statue. Passes it to Newhouse. Out to Malcolm. To Gomez. Back out to Lamer on the right. He holds it up, crosses it in, knocked away, and Gomez scores again. Well, Neca tried. Okay, you know what? We're coming off the cautious. I'm going to the attack. Lamer with the throw in to Orban. Oh, Mayoral kicked it right at the keeper. Warner drives forward to Barrow. And his shot's picked up by Neca, no problem. It's a great chance by Mayoral, but he kicked it right at the keeper. And actually, we are going to pull Mayoral off. He is just back from injury, and he's only good for about 60 minutes. But with the yellow card, I may as well take him off now and bring Song on. Lamer knocked away, or Timon has it up, but he gives it right to Orban. Lamer to Malcolm, to Newhouse, to Palacios, back to Malcolm. Palacios, or Newhouse, sends it out to Lamer all alone on the right. He crosses it in. Warner's there, and it goes over the crossbar. Make another couple tactics. Udakai is going to come on for Timon. Benasser to Hahn. Back to Benasser. Over to Tonali. Drives forward. Out to Udakai all alone on the right. Ajeti. Back out to Udakai. On the left, rather. Back out to Tonali. Top the box. He shoots and he scores. Oh, that was well done. Oh, I like this kid. Nice job by Ajeti giving it back to Udakai. Out to Tonali, all along at the top of the box. Oh, well done, Sandro. Oh, yeah, definitely. Somersault's worthy. You know, we're going to go back down to balanced here. Oh, up to Gubbles. Oh, bounces it off the keeper, but Udakai's there to Ruggiero. Back to Udakai, to Tonali. And come on, FM. Okay. Well, Benasser is at 60%. Well, now he's at 64. Of course, I took him off. So Kamara's going to move up to the deep line playmaker. Tonali's going to move out to the box-box midfielder. Mepham is going to come on. Mepham is going to come on and take Kamara's spot on the defensive line. Werner with the throw-in to Gomez. Out to Palacios. All the way out to Elizalde on the left side of the box. Oh, knocked out. Larson was dispossessed and it went out of bounds. It's going to be a corner kick in for Leipzig. And they don't show it. That's interesting. Okay. Was that the follow-up corner kick or not? That was Larson. Oh. Who came off the post? Mepham came off the post. 10 minutes left. We're really trying to lose this game, aren't we? 4 minutes left. We'll go to the defense. Udakai to Tonali. Back out to Udakai. Don't go backwards. Don't go backwards. And that is full time. Jeez. Oh, and we win 5-4 on aggregate. Thank you, Sandro Tonali. Well, we get 8.52 million. We've reached the quarterfinals. Gubbles, Tonali, and Benasser. Okay, they all need a little rest. Well, the draw for the quarterfinal isn't until the 11th. I think what we're going to do is come back for a double live com, the Champions League quarterfinal games. Yeah, we got the FA Cup 6th round game in between, but I'm okay with skipping that. We're well beyond where I thought we could get, which is usually the 3rd round for us. So being in the 6th round is a good thing. Honestly, if we were lower in the table, if we were fighting for a European spot, I'd show this as a live com, but I think I've already got 9 episodes recorded for this season, and anything more than 10 or 11, and you're really starting to draw things out. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to come back for our first Champions League quarterfinal game, and probably have youth intake. We'll highlight that before that as well. So fingers crossed. Hopefully it's better than last year's. If you liked what you've seen and heard, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content. Questions, criticisms, comments, leave them down below. I'll answer them as fast as I can. My name is FM Jellico, and I thank you for watching.